which country do you think will be your biggest market in the coming years?
Within Asia, obviously, the two names that come up in any conversation about Asia are China and India. We actually expect global growth for butyl, again, because the tire and the car industry are global industries. This applies also to a product, an important raw material such as butyl rubber that goes into these applications. We view it, first of all, globally, and we expect global growth over the next 15 years to be running at a rate of 3.1% annually on a compounded basis. The drivers will be within Asia and will be China and India, obviously, not only, but obviously leading the way. China growth we expect to be in excess of 6% on an annual basis. India we feel will be even greater at something over 8% per annum, but starting from a lower base. So yeah, China and India are the keys.
Do you have sales offices in those two countries?
Yes. Lanxess has.
Do you plan to put manufacturing plants in those two countries then?
For butyl rubber?
Yes.
At the moment, no. Butyl rubber is a global product, as I say. The scale of production is important. If you like, the entry hurdles, as you can see from the amount we're talking about in terms of investment, it's quite a sizable investment for 100,000 ton production capacity. I think just in very brief terms, the nature of the production is that it takes place for various chemical reasons at a temperature of minus 100 degrees centigrade, or just above that actually. So essentially you're building a very large freezer.
On Jurong Island?
On Jurong Island. But I think the obvious question that often comes back is, why not stay in Canada where it's already cold? The answer is it doesn't make any difference. The production process, you still have to go through the same process of chilling down at the right moments, and the energy requirements, everything else don't vary because of ambient temperatures.
Now, this question pertains to oil. The oil is running at more than $100 a barrel. Gas is also getting very pricey. In this environment, how does that affect your business, in the sense that you've got high energy inputs into a plant like that, and secondly, consumers, people who buy cars and buy tires, will also be impacted by high energy costs. Is that a big factor for your company?
I think probably can answer that question in two parts. Part one, yes, oil, gas, energy prices generally, we all know what's happening there, but it's happening to everybody. It's not specifically Lanxess that's affected, it's everybody. So when you take the relative situation in the market, in the competitive arena, it's the same for everybody. We all have to deal with that. On the consumer side, also, yes, I agree, that's is likely to be a factor. Nobody, I think, quite knows to what degree. But with some of our new technology, the Lanxess is continually developing even existing technology, refining it and improving. We think we are able to produce even higher grades of butyl rubber, which also contribute to through the air impermeability, keeping the tires at a constant pressure that they're designed to run at. This actually helps to decrease roll resistance, which can reduce the energy consumption needed. So there are challenges to be met, but as I say, they're there for everybody, but we are confident that our projections into the future in terms of market development are solid.
Now, something about the operations here. How many people are you employing at the moment, and when this plant begins construction, what kind of number of employee count are you expecting?
Lanxess PTE at the moment employs 75 people. We've gone through with Lanxess a lot of changes since we carved out from Bayer. So some businesses have been divested, as I think you're probably aware, which has reduced the numbers. But at the moment, it's 75, and that's covering virtually all our business units within Lanxess, and is essentially sales and marketing operation plus distribution. Quite a few of the business units do distribute quite extensively through Singapore into the rest of Asia, particularly Southeast Asia, but also the whole region in some cases. The reason is this one we mentioned earlier: efficiency levels in Singapore, when you add up the total sum of an operation, for example logistics, still make it attractive to do this.
So when the plant starts construction?
When the plant comes on stream, initially we expect it to create around 200 new jobs, mostly highly skilled. So that would be in the initial phase, and then depending on how things develop. It's engineers, operators, but all of them need to be highly skilled. It's a relatively small number for a large plant. So I think from that one can deduce already that the skill levels that are required are started at a very high level already.
Final question: when this plant starts up, what do you think your market share will be on the world scale? You are a market leader in this product, right?
We are number 2 globally in when it comes to butyl rubber. Market shares we don't normally talk about, so I'll politely decline to answer that question. But we are number 2 globally in what is essentially there are not many suppliers. There's the number 1 supplier is quite a bit larger at this stage, but we are aiming to catch up. And there are a couple of regional suppliers, one in China, one in Russia, but there's a big gap in terms of capacities between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we feel we're well equipped currently already with our existing sites in Canada and Belgium, and with the planned new one here in Singapore.
One in each continent?
Not by chance, but also we talked about growth and growth in Asia just now. This is obviously was a large part of the decision to come to Asia, and Asia is going to be the driver of growth in the future, and we feel we're well equipped, or will be certainly by the end of 2010 with the plant here, to meet those challenges and participate at an even greater level than we do already.
Okay. On that note, thank you, Ian.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.